to different dealerships for years, my parents, since I was like 4, to get a car like every year. Well, I've never had an experience like this in my life. I've gotten, car offers pretty much to buy a car since I was like 14. Anyway, this morning I decided I've never been to a smaller dealership, and I was like, maybe they'd be more homely and would treat me a little bit better than maybe some of the other bigger dealerships. I live right beside Priority Toyota and the long strip right beside 95 of all the dealerships. I was gonna go there. My mom was like, well, I heard some bad things about this guy at this place called Car Corral. They have a couple of different places down.
Car Corral.
Yes.
Okay. I can't wait.
Yes. I went to school with the daughter of the owner of the place. He wasn't there, but that's why I was like, okay, I've heard of this before, and they have a couple of different locations. I was like, okay, I'll go try it out. Well, I got there around 9 this morning. I sat in the parking lot for a couple of minutes. I'm looking around, waiting for somebody to come out. Nobody shows up. I'm like, all right, well, I don't have all day.
Did they see you?
I didn't see anybody see me.
Okay.
There were 3 people inside. No one noticed me at all, I guess.
Okay.
I'm just kind of sitting here. I'm like, all right. I walk inside and I just walk in the door and just kind of look around. And it's like there's not a whole lot inside. It's more of their office building where they do all their office work.
Right.
And so I go inside. There's one guy on the phone, one guy on the computer, and one guy just sitting at his desk. I'm like, all right, surely he's gonna say something to me. He looks up, kind of rolls his eyes a little bit. I was like, okay. That looks like he's already having a bad morning. Looks at me, he goes, the job's already filled. We're not hiring anymore. All right. I was kind of looked down. I'm like, okay. I was like, I'm not here for a position. I was looking for a car. He was like, oh. He was like, oh, well, what kind of car are you looking for? It's mainly it's all a pre-owned lot. So I was like, I'm looking for something maybe like a Lancer or something like that. Something, kind of like that. He's like, well, we don't have those here. I was like, okay. He just kind of looked at me.
Let's stop right there. There was no introduction at all.
At all. He never said his name. He had a name tag on his desk.
Did he at least get up out of his chair?
No.
Okay, so this is all him sitting down.
He didn't say anything.
How?
I walked in the door. When I walked in the door, he was like, that's when he said, we're not hiring anymore.
Yes.
We're done interviewing or whatever. And I was like, I'm not here for that. He's like, that's when he's like, well, can I help you? And that's all he said to me. Now I walked up to his desk to him. Worst experience of my life. I mean, the guy just pretty much just stared at me. I just stared at him. I was like, I said something like a Lancer, so hopefully you could. I knew there was other cars on the lot that were similar to that. And so he could have suggested, well, we have this and we have that. Because I looked at the lot and see what he had before, and I knew he didn't have a Lancer. But
well, what comes after the approach and the meet and greet? What do we do from there?
Are you here for the big sale?
Right.
I mean, yeah.
And then we're gonna sit them down in the office and conduct an
interview.
Exactly, and conducting an interview, we're asking questions such as, what are you currently driving? Will you be trading it in? Bigger, smaller, light, medium, dark color. Obviously, there's many other choices, and we want to make sure that we have a few choices for them to choose from. Very good.
Worst experience I've ever had.
Okay.
I definitely learned a lot from him. I think maybe because of my age, he maybe thought I was coming there for a job, obviously, because I'm a little young, I guess.
Well, let me ask you a question. How did you get there today?
I drove my car.
Exactly. Yeah. You drove a car. So obviously you have a driver's license and can drive a car. So potentially maybe you have the ability to trade your car or buy another one. Right. Yes?
Yes.
Very good.
It just backed up the whole aspect of never judge a book by its cover.
Exactly.
If someone walks in, I mean, we were talking earlier, you said you were going to look like you were 15 when you walked in. I don't care. I've sold TVs to people that looked like they were 12 before, so I mean, I really don't care. So I mean, just back that principle up, make sure no matter how young or old someone looks, just go for it and just make it happen pretty much. I mean, even if they're 15, they're there with their parents. And
let me tell you a quick story. I've been selling cars for 15 years. I sold a car to a 17-year-old. He wanted a Dodge Dakota RT very badly, and his mommy and daddy was going to give him anything that he wanted. You can't enter into a legal contract until you're 18.
Yeah.
So they bought it in their name, for him, and since then I sold him 6, 7, 8 vehicles. So had I judged the book by the cover, obviously that would have been tens of thousands of dollars worth of commission. Make sense? What would you have done differently in that situation?
I mean, I think a blind squirrel could have done that.
Okay.
I actually wrote down exactly. I was like, I would have been a lot more energetic. He was pretty grumpy in the morning. He didn't smile or anything. So, I mean, obviously,
because the physiology affects our
psychology,
which affects
our emotions. And
you were paying attention. Very good.
But yeah, so I mean, I would have done that just being energetic, welcome to the car crowd, or, whatever. I would have done a little dance or something just to entertain him. I mean, he didn't go out of his way for me. He didn't try anything at all. I mean, if someone said, "Yeah, I'm looking for a Lancer," okay, well, you're at the Toyota dealership. We don't have any maybe used Lancers here at the time, but we do have this, and that, which are very similar.
Exactly.
I would at least try to go out of my way or look like I did, even if I wasn't.
Well, not only did he not have control of the sales process, there was no sales process.
Zero sales process.
And there's a great chance that he's been there for quite a while.
Well, I'd heard stories about him before, which is why last night I was actually babysitting for some older ladies who would do some partying, like the moms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, and they told me, I told them, I was like, I'm going to go over to Priority Toyota in the morning.
Right.
It's a homework assignment. And they told me, well, never go to this car corral place because this guy's a complete jerk. I was like, well, that's where I need to go then.
Yeah.
So I'm going to test it out, and it definitely showed me everything I should not do. And,
So based upon your training thus far, have you learned that you have more confidence running into a guy like that's Joe Average you ran into, by the way?
That was below Joe Average.
Yeah. So do you feel you could do a better job based upon your training so far?
Once again, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very good. Give him a round of applause.